Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Dylan, and I'm back again with my weekly comic book pickups video. Now, for the second time, I am recording this because somehow it got deleted, and it wouldn't show up in my recently deleted files. So that just irritated me to the core. Right when I was about to upload it, too, like insane. But it was a great week in comics. Big fat stack, you know what I'm saying? Great week in comics. Sorry it's coming out a bit late. I was sick as it was today, so it was coming out later in the day, and now this happens where it gets deleted, so I have to completely redo it. But, we're going to start off strong, and we're going to start off with DC because I actually had a lot more DC books than usual, which is kind of rare because usually I have more Marvel books. Usually Marvel beats it out by one or two. But everyone was raving about this. I usually start with my pick of the week, but before I get to my pick of the week, and if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe if you're new to my channel, be much appreciated. Hit that bell button so you can get updates on all upcoming videos coming. But usually start off with my pick of the week, but I wouldn't feel right saying this is my pick of the week since it technically came out last week. So I have another one, but this came last week. Was able to grab the last copy this week for New Comic Book Day, and that is The Question. So many people were raving about this. You don't gotta know anything about The Question. It still was an amazing detective story. I completely agree, and I cannot believe I passed this up. Thank God I was able to grab the last issue at my shop. Cool variant cover, Jeff Lemire. You cannot go wrong. If you're into detective stories, anything like that, this is like Rorschach from Watchmen. I think that's where they got the basis of this character, but it was just so cool. And I believe it's only going to be 3 books, so 2 more issues and we're done. So a small mini series, and for the price, it's a big book. This book, it took me a while to get through it, not that long, but it was a great book. And thank you so much to my subscribers that commented on my last week's video and recommended that to me. I really appreciate that. And if there's ever anything else you want to recommend that I didn't pick up, yo man, just shoot me down in the comments and let me know, because I am always interested in checking out something different and something new. As you can see, I passed that up, and I can't believe I did because it was a great book. But let's start off with my pick of the week, Shazam Issue 8. Now, this series has just been so much fun, just period. Since the first issue, I've been sunken into this, especially with the Shazam movie coming out around that same time. There was a little fallback with from issue 6 to 7. It took a couple months, but I jumped right back into issue 7 like I had been reading it, the last couple months before that. And Jeff Johns has just been doing an incredible job, just doing some great stories. Like this one takes place in the Darklands, and it's just a beautiful cover, beautiful art as always. Jeff Johns has just been really doing a bang-up job on this Shazam book, and every issue has just been so much fun. And I couldn't recommend a DC book more than Shazam, honestly, because that one is just so much fun. Every time it comes, I get excited because I know it's going to be a great issue. Not one issue has slipped. Another one of my favorites, Joe Hill's Basket Full of Heads, baby. Man, this was a great issue. A lot of people seem like they didn't enjoy the first issue as much, but I really had fun with this. I loved the first issue, and I can just totally see this becoming a movie. Don't slack on Joe Hill, man. His father's Stephen King, and they get film adaptations all the time. So yeah, this is one to be on the lookout for if you're any type of Stephen King fan, or Joe Hill. You might just be a Joe Hill fan. I think he's been doing an incredible job with this, and I cannot wait to see what comes next out of Hill House. And that's actually the longest one. All the other ones are 6 issues miniseries. That one's 7. So I really when I read that, I can just picture it on the big screen. I can't wait. Next, we got one that I was pretty excited for, but it kind of let me down. Sandman Universe, John Constantine, Hellblazer, issue 1. Now this is, it doesn't seem like it connected at all to, the one shot, even though it was written by the same guy. The art was different, a lot darker. The one shot, the art was really zany and kind of trippy. I really enjoyed the one shot. This one, I sadly did not really like. I was kind of confused. I might have to read it a second time. It just really didn't hit with me. You know, maybe somebody who's a bigger John Constantine fan and knows all about his enemies and stuff like that, they might get a better, they might dig this a lot more than I did. But I'm going to have to read it again. But yeah, I just didn't like this, honestly. And I'm not sure if I will be going to issue 2. And that's a bummer because I really did like that one shot. That was a lot of fun. A lot. Next, we got The Flash, issue 83. Year of the Villain, Hostile Takeover. Now, this is continuing where issue 82 left off with King Cold, baby. And he's running Ice Heights. And man, it is like a winter wonderland in Ice Heights. And this has just been so cool. I really have grown to love Captain Cold as a character from Joshua Williamson's run. Dude, Joshua Williamson, give the dude credit, man. He's on issue 83, and he hasn't stumbled or fumbled yet. Every issue is either, you know, average, good, great, or bad. You know what I'm saying? Better. He has not had one issue that was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I think they've all been, you know, average and up. And, you know, man, for a guy who's written that many issues, that gets hard because look at Tom King. A lot of people have been dogging on a lot of his issues, but I like him here and there. But, you know, a lot of things have been going wrong with that Batman run. Speaking of Batman, we got Detective Comics issue 1016, and this is actually the finale of the In Cold Blood, Cold Dark World finale. So it looks like this you know, story arc is ending here. Huge bummer. I really hope that it picks up eventually in the future. There's some you know, everlasting outcome from this arc because, dude, like, Mrs. Freeze Nora Freeze is a badass woman. Dude, she is really cool. Like, and look at this cover, man. Like, dude, like, I just had a lot of fun with this. Detective Comics always suckers me in. And I've been really having a fun time with that. Tomasi's been doing his thing, man. It's like Batman animated series mixed with like New Age, you know what I mean? Next we got Justice League Dark, Year of the Villain, the Injustice League, issue 17. I believe we only have 2 more issues to go. I believe James Tinian's run ends at issue 19. Dude, this Witching War has been so much fun. And I enjoyed the Witching War a lot, and this was just so cool, and it looks like it's gonna have some big effects. And in this one, you get a Circe, like, kind of origin, not really, like a somewhat origin story of Circe and how she kind of, you know, got her powers and you know, met what was her name? The other crazy chick. What was her? Whatever her name is, who cares? But yeah, so you kind of get, dude, the way they make Circe seem, she sounded just like Arya. When, you know, before bed in Game of Thrones, Arya would always say all the names of the people she was gonna track down and kill. She would do the exact same thing, but she was like on a boat and she's about to die, and she would say the names of the people she was gonna kill to kind of give her spirit. But in a way, man, that, like, as soon as I read that, I was like, Arya? No, that's Circe though. But yeah. That was a fun issue. Justice League Dark never does wrong. But next we got Action Comics, another Year of the Villain, Lex Luthor. Another acetate cover. And usually, you know, I was really mad about what happened in Event Leviathan at the end, and this continues on from that. But this picked up a lot more. I don't know how much longer I'll be on Action Comics, if it's gonna be you know, still treading along this BS of Leviathan thing. But one thing that we got from this issue is that Leviathan and the Invisible Mafia are at war. So we'll see where that goes. But next we got Freedom Fighters issue 11. Only 1 more issue to go. It's just a 12-issue maxi series. This one has just been so cool. If you're any type of like World War II fan, or any, you know, obviously you should always support your military, you know, and you know, the Marines, all that stuff like that. But I always love war movies and like kind of alternate universe type things. Like, this is just that, you know. It has a lot of fun things, you know. We got freaking we got like Hitler, and then we got Hitler's son, and then Hitler's son actually kills Hitler, so he becomes the Führer. there's just so much stuff, and that's from a few issues ago, so I'm not spoiling anything, because if you're not reading it, you know what I'm saying, that's weeks past, you know, if you're not reading it, you don't care. But yeah, Freedom Fighters, one more issue to go, and I can't wait to see how that wraps up, because it's been really cool. The artwork has been fantastic, and the story, you know, it's usually a quick read, but still, I've always enjoyed it. Another 12-issue maxi series. This one I sadly am really behind on, but I haven't been able to bring myself to drop it because I want to get into more Martian Manhunter like knowledge, and I've been keeping up with this, but I haven't been reading it. So issue 10, but look at that beautiful cover. That's all I can say about it. But yeah, eventually I'll catch up on those. There's like 2-3 books that I pick up and I haven't been reading because I read so much, man, as you can see. Dollar Comics Infinite Crisis. This is one I look forward to checking out. I thought George Perez was on this doing the art, but I think this is later than the last week's Dollar Comics. Now we're gonna get into Marvel. We got another one that I haven't read yet, but I will eventually. These Grand Design ones are a little bit, you know, they're a lot denser, and it has a huge history of, you know, years of Fantastic Four stories. But Grand Design 2, this one ended, so no more Grand Design anymore, at least until the next one that they put out. But if you want to catch up on some knowledge and know more about the Fantastic Four, they had some X-Men ones a few months back, but yeah, like it's thicker paper, the artwork is more old school. It's cool, you know. Next we got the last Absolute Carnage tie-in, I believe, Venom issue 20. Now, man, we've been waiting for some stuff to go on with Dylan. Yeah, I think we get something in this. Not much, but we definitely get something. And it's kind of what we've been thinking already, but we get into a little bit of detail, or what the Maker thinks Dylan is, or, you know, how he was spawned. And we get a lot of the Maker. Like, this whole issue is basically in the Maker's point of view. And you find out that the Maker has been working with some council. I won't spoil that in case that is a new thing, because I'm not sure if this council is a first appearance. I'm sure that's something they've already done. But the council that, you know, the Maker, the evil Reed Richards works for, that was just really cool. And I can't wait to see where Donny Cates takes this, because, dude, he is my favorite writer right now. And he goes all out, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I believe there was a new artist on that issue too, a Bon Costello or something. His artwork was really clean. I really enjoyed it. Next, we got a 2099 one-shot, Conan the Barbarian. Now this, I didn't pick up the Punisher one, but I'm a huge Conan fan, and after the Alpha issue where it was like nothing happened, this issue was so much better than the Alpha. It might even be the best book of all the 29.99s that I've picked up so far. I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man tie-ins have been really fun, but this was just really cool. And it seems that this comes right out of the story arc of Savage Avengers, because Jerry Duggan writes that, and I believe he writes Savage Avengers. But they basically say that, you know, they quote, you know, him working with Elektra, Wolverine, and Frank Castle, and, you know, because I read a few of those issues, that's when he, you know, came to our time or whatever, or the Savage Lands, and became a Savage Avenger. So I think that kind of leads out from that. So that was pretty cool if you guys are any type of Savage Avengers fans. Next, we got issue 27 of The Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. We got Starbrand Reborn, Part 1. Now, I really enjoyed that last issue of the, like, 1 million BC Starbrand. This one was a little bit, like, not really knowing what was going on in the beginning, because I don't really know much about the character Gladiator and stuff, but this was super cool, like, towards the middle and the end. We get a little Blade in it, not much, but we get Black Widow, Captain America, and they all go to space, and there's some crazy things that happen with Thor, and I think that this connects straight to, like, Hickman's X-Men universe, because when they go to space, they're at the Ravenstar maximum security prison, like, in the galaxy, and they get, like, tied up by these cables, and they end up saying that they go and take the Starjammer's like old ship or something. They knew it was the Starjammer's ship. So that, to me, that's like, that they connected it, I think, you know. So that was cool. But next we'll do these all last. We got the 3 X-Men books, last but not least at all. We got all issue 2's New Mutants number 2, X-Force number 2, and Fallen Angels number 2. If you didn't check my review on these, be sure to check it out. I'll have link in the description. I actually posted this earlier today, or my reviews for these. It says the order to read is New Mutants, X-Force, and Fallen Angels, but I don't think you have to read them in that order to really know what's going on. But all 3 of these issues were just great. New Mutants was the first one I thought that I was going to drop, but this was a huge step up, and it was so much fun. And Hickman wrote this solely by himself, so if you're into picking up all these Hickman ones that he's writing, this is the one. And you know, for Kappa or Copa or whatever they're called, yeah, we're gonna say that these were adult books. Well, all of them are adult books, most definitely. But X-Force number 2 was a lot darker. It had some banter between Kid Omega and Wolverine, which was absolutely hilarious because I'm a huge Wolverine guy. So him like kind of going back and forth between a snot-nosed kid in his opinion was just absolutely hilarious. Benjamin Percy did a great job on issue 2, you know, with all the outcome and what people of Krakoa and the mutants are gonna do now that Professor X is gonna be gone, and they have to try to figure out how to bring him back, or hopefully they can bring him back. You know, we'll see. But Fallen Angels 2, written by Brian Hill, art by Simon Kudransky, really great art, a little darker. This was definitely the darkest X-Men book that's coming out. So yeah, not for kids. But dude, like, he's got Psylocke like acting like she's a straight up badass ninja, man, and she's pretty fine in some angles in this book. But dude, Cable, X-23, Psylocke, it's a cool team up. And you know, how this ended, I'm really interested to see where it's gonna go. So yeah, you know, I'm in for all these X-Men titles, you know. So it doesn't look like I'm dropping any of them anytime soon. So hey guys, that's what I picked up this week though for my weekly comic books. What did you guys pick up? Let me know in the comments down below if there was something I missed. I know I missed that Philadelphia. I had it in my hands, but I spent so much this week that I had to calm down, especially with picking up the Question last minute. That's $6 extra right there. It was a great week, as always. Like I said, let me know if there was anything I missed, and if there was any thoughts you guys had about any of these books, let me know in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate any of your thoughts. But if you guys can hit that like button on your way out, hit the subscribe, and I'll be sure to catch you on the next one. Peace out.